It's a little stunning to recognize how awful the mainstream media is and how many lies and how wrong they can be. I know they don't like conservative media, but boy, the feeling is mutual. There is ongoing reporting now that the governor of New York, the embattled governor of New York, looked to cash in with his book, American Crisis Leadership Lessons from the COVID-19 Pandemic, only 4 days after AIDS allegedly covered up nursing home data in the state of New York, according to a new story in the New York Times. Cuomo had already been under fire for the executive order during the beginning of the pandemic that prevented nursing homes from rejecting people with coronavirus. After thousands of nursing home residents died, they finally reversed that move. Well, the report by the state health department was released in July, and Cuomo began discussing a possible book on leadership only 4 days later. According to the New York Times, Cuomo said, "I am now thinking about writing a book about what we went through." You know, the idea of writing a book in the middle of the pandemic, after you've mistakenly forced nursing homes to take COVID-19 people and infected and killed a lot of nursing home residents. Do you know what gall that takes? That's a level of arrogance that I don't think we've ever seen by an American politician. The Times reported that when he started asking about the book, he was seeking formal approval from a state ethics agency to earn outside income from the book sales. This guy was, according to this report, literally trying to figure out how to make money from a book he wrote in the middle of the pandemic. Let that sink in. What do you think would happen to a Republican governor who did any of this? And, you know, that hasn't even come close to the scandal of the women who are accusing him of sexual harassment. There was one of the women gave an interview last night. It was, just devastating. She had no doubt in her mind what Cuomo intended with her. This is incredible. And back to the media for just a moment. We should never forget what they're capable of. The Daily Caller just posted a montage from Newsbusters. This is cut 12. These are some of the most despicable culprits over at CNN, MSNBC, all of them. Listen to what they were saying about Andrew Cuomo. May you never forget any of it.
David, we're standing by for Governor Cuomo's press conference, his daily briefing. How would you contrast Cuomo and President Trump's handling of the crisis?
Truth versus mendacity.
Governor Cuomo out there day after day after day, everything Trump isn't. Honest, direct, brave.
Real leadership of the kind the President of the United States should have provided.
Governor Cuomo is clearly living in a totally different reality, the actual one, than the President of the United States.
Governor Cuomo has become a national leader.
For a lot of people, Andrew Cuomo has become the leader of the Democratic Party.
He is conveying incredible strength.
You spoke to National Guard troops today in a stirring speech that, if I wasn't listening carefully, I thought you were sending soldiers off to war.
This has been a remarkable show of leadership by Governor Cuomo in recent days. He's providing hope, but not false hope.
Governor Cuomo, I think, is one of the heroes on the front lines.
With all of this adulation that you're getting for doing your job, are you thinking about running for president?
Andrew Cuomo, who has a daily television show now and has become, in some ways, the shadow president.
Maybe Trump is just a little bit mad that Governor Cuomo has become a kind of acting president.
Dealing with hardship actually makes you stronger. That's what Governor Cuomo said earlier today. That's what I'm going to go teach my kids right now at home.
That is so embarrassing. You talk about cringy. That's so cringeworthy. These clowns falling all over Andrew Cuomo. What are they saying now? You think they're embarrassed? Are they capable of being embarrassed? You think they're capable of any shame? Wow. Let me give you some real hope. Let me give you something to be inspired about. This is a big story. The economy added a dramatic 379,000 jobs in the month of February, way outpacing expectations amid, well, as the media describes it, amid a sharp drop in coronavirus infections that helped loosen the pandemic's grip on the labor market. I was watching ABC World News Tonight last night. David Muir said, well, infections are rising in America. I think he said they were up. We couldn't find the clip. I wanted to play the actual clip for you. It was going right into a package that he did at about 5 minutes into his newscast last night, where he literally said, yeah, cases are going up nationally 3%. If you're watching that, you're thinking, oh my gosh. Now, I'm not suggesting for 1 minute we're out of the woods. We're not. It's not over. But the country is starting to open up. When Connecticut announces they're going to let restaurants go to 100% capacity in 2 weeks, do you know how big that is? You know how big that is for the men and women who work in the restaurant industry in Connecticut? You know how many restaurants have been put out of business forever? And you know the Democrats' end game. The end game is there is no end game. It's never going to end. There's a remarkable op-ed in the Wall Street Journal from the editorial board called The Perpetual COVID Crisis. Here's the Wall Street Journal just torching Joe Biden for calling Texans Neanderthals. By the way, Joe Biden's back. Oh boy. I got to play cut one for you. Here is the President of the United States on a conference call. Now, you heard earlier in the week when he was on with Nancy Pelosi on a call, and he said, what do I do? I'll answer questions if that's what you want me to do, Nance. And then they cut the feed. He hasn't had a solo press conference yet. We're almost 50 days into the Biden presidency. They haven't let him do one solo press conference. Every other president has done one within the first few weeks of their presidency. I think Trump was on the Weather Channel every week, giving interviews to them. Not Uncle Joe. Uncle Joe, and now do you want me to take questions? What do I do? We did it again yesterday. He was talking to somebody from NASA, an Indian American named Swati Mohan. Listen to what he said on this Zoom call. Another unfortunate reminder that this is the man with the nuclear code. This is the man who is the leader of the free world.
Now, am I supposed to speak, or is Swati going to say something? I was told I was going to hear from Swati.
No. Either way, any way you'd like to do it is fine. We have Dr. Mohan here with me. Of course, you know her from the landing coverage.
Hey, Doc, how are you?
I'm doing very well, Mr. President.
I just want you to know.
For taking the time to speak with us.
Are you kidding me? What an honor this is. This is an incredible honor. And it's amazing. Indian of descent Americans are taking over the country. You, my vice president, my speechwriter, Vinay, I tell you what.
I'll tell you what, Indian of descent Americans are taking over the country. And I don't know what's worse. You remember when he made fun of people with accents, funny accents that work at the 7-Eleven? Wasn't he the one who said they want to put you all back in chains? He's capable of some moments. Boy, this and it's getting worse. This is 2 in 1 week. Am I supposed to talk? Do I talk to Swati? Can you imagine Donald Trump ever saying, am I supposed to speak now or not? I mean, he would speak whenever he wanted to speak. And Americans respected that. And we appreciated that. This guy says, do I talk now? Do I speak, Nance? Hey, Nance, do I talk? Oh, Lord, help us. God help this country.